Craig Bellamy.
Hey, Bill.
We're here to talk about sustained performance.
Not quite sure why you're asking me. You should be able to handle that yourself.
I think it's worth starting with sustained motivation. Have you still got that same motivation and drive as you ever have?
I didn't really think about what motivates me or, what is there sometimes when I'm not motivated, I just don't sort of really think about it. It's just, to me, it is a job, but it's important. It's what I've decided to do with my life, and whatever I do in life, I want to try and do the best I can. I don't do too much, to be quite honest, but the things I do, I like to do as best I can. And like I say, if I didn't enjoy it or I didn't have enough care about it, I wouldn't do it.
In 20 years, you've taken your team to 9 grand finals, winning 5 of them. How do you continually get up each year and sustain that performance?
For me, I've always had the mentality that, I've got a certain role to play and I want to play it as best I can. The thing that I think I'm reasonably good at is, I expect that of everyone in the club as well. You're saying is, the person that'll be most responsible for your career or have the most influence in your career will be yourself. Trying to educate the players when they come into the club. I suppose, work ethic and, what we see is important there, but also, trying to teach them a little bit of footy as well. At the end of the day, we can show them, but at the end of the day, they've got to want to do it. And, do you really want it? Are you willing to put the time and effort in? And I think that's what makes, people successful, and that's what makes successful NRL players.
Does having a sustained performance mean that you have to do the same thing, or how have you evolved as a coach over the last 20 years? Yeah,
I think I've changed a fair bit. Obviously, I suppose with the technicalities of the game, I suppose, the game's changed obviously and often changes. Every year there's always something a little bit different. I think I've evolved in certain ways, but there's other things that I don't change. At the end of the day, I'm not going to just turn things upside down because, something didn't go well last year or whatever it is. You got to pick out what probably didn't work and then, try and improve that. And sometimes, you get different ideas from different people and different teams and, in different situations you have in life. Sometimes we will, but we just don't change things for the sake of changing things. Sometimes that can be a cool thing to do. At the same time, those little changes that you're going to make, it's got to suit you as a person as well. We all grew up with values, our values and beliefs. If it doesn't fit into your values, well, it ain't gonna work for you.
You've got a saying, you want your players' best performance and worst performance to be pretty close to each other. Why is that important?
With the consistent players, the ones that's their best and that's their worst, you always sort of knew what they were going to do, and they could do it. Doesn't matter what the situation was. That's what they do. But I used to hate playing with players that depended on how they felt or what the scoreboard says on what they do in that situation. Like you build up combinations, and that was really important as far as teamwork goes. And in my coaching career, that they're the sort of players I like as well.
You've coached some great players in your time, not referring to myself.
Yeah.
Some great leaders and some real consistent players, and I've been a part of that. 2 guys that really come to mind are Cameron Smith and Cooper Cronk. Great leaders, very consistent, and sustain their performance for a long period of time. What traits did they have to give them that edge?
You guys worked as hard as you could, put the time, put the effort in to be the best you can. And with all due respect, the whole 3 of you guys probably didn't come as superstar kids. You didn't, but you wanted that much and you worked that hard, and you obviously had that talent there, and the hunger was the greatest thing that I've seen with you guys. I've never seen a guy have a pre-season like you as far as the physical side of it. You come here and you want to prove a point. Like Cooper, the amount of effort he put in with his kicking and his catching and just, learning the game, was phenomenal. So you guys got what you deserve through your hard work and, your desire to put that time and effort in.
You've seen a lot of players come through the Melbourne Storm. A lot of young guys turn up for pre-season. What are you looking for in a Storm player?
I think, some young guys come here and think, oh, I'll just, see what it's about this year and just get through the year. Instead of saying, well, I'm just going to do everything I can flat out and work hard and do the best they can. Again, that's what I'm looking for from young players when they come to the club.
Do the players with sustained performance have a good attitude first and then that reverts into actions, or do they have good actions which gives them a good attitude?
I think the higher percentage would be have a good attitude, and then we work on the action. Young guys coming in, you'd want them looking up to the older guys, the guys that have been there for, so how many years and got that experience and wanting to learn off them. Again, the talented guys, if they come in with good talent and they learn that work ethic, but if the talented guys come in and they think they can take shortcuts, their career won't last long.